Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Saray, and in this video we are going to be doing a mid-month budget check-in because it is the second pay period this month, so it's time to update the budget and refill the cash envelope and just see how I did overall for the first half of the month for this budget in December. So for the check-in, I'm really breaking it down into 5 steps in order for me to just make sure that I have a systematic process every other month, or not every other month, every other week whenever I get paid for the budget check-in. So the first thing for in the 5-step process is to go through the transactions and color code them. So these are the transactions that took place with my debit card, and the ones that I'm highlighting are things that are not bills. So for example, when I went to my eye doctor's appointment, I ended up using my debit card by accident. I forgot. It was early in the process, so I ended up using my debit card. So I'm replenishing that. I also I had to order some gifts for this pay period for Christmas and birthdays, so I used my debit card for that. Groceries, I ended up ordering online groceries because we ended up getting sick and I didn't want to go to the store. So we ended up ordering groceries online as well. So I set that money aside to put it back to the bank. And then there was a couple of like Amazon purchases, and I had to do a gift for work as well. So all of those transactions were done. They weren't bills, they were part of the variable expenses category, but they took place with my debit card. So after they're color coded, then I went ahead and added them up to try to figure out how much I had spent under each category. And then obviously the one for groceries, that was part of my cash envelope, so I had the total there as well, but now I know how much I spent overall there. My cash envelopes have gotten a little bit of a makeover, and I'm excited to share that these are either already on the shop or will be on the shop. I'm not sure exactly when I'll have when this video is going to go up and when I'm going to be putting those listings up. So these cash envelopes are going to go there in my shop. So for these categories, I also figured out how much I had. So let's just go over these. So I have, the first one is miscellaneous. According to my tracker in the back, I did not spend any money, so I should have $40 in miscellaneous, and I'm pretty sure I do. 20, 40. So I have $40 here. So on the surface, that looks great. However, I did not plan for a household expense, which technically should go under the vacation category. I'm still debating whether I should put it under household or the vacation category or even miscellaneous. So we were planning on going to Florida for vacation, but then we ended up getting sick, so we're not going to go on our trip. But we had bought a fan because we were driving down to Florida, and we like to sleep with a fan on, so we wanted to have a fan. So wherever we ended up sleeping, whether it was a hotel or my parents or my in-laws, we had a fan and would be comfortable at night. So I ended up purchasing one. So it was only like $31. So I still need to figure out which category I want to put that one under. So miscellaneous, that was a success. I did not spend any money there. Hair and nails, I have 120. I had said allocated for that, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20. So I still have 120. I have not spent any money there. I should go get my nails done, but I'm also debating. I think I'm going to get my nails done, but just to like clean them up and like reset them, and then I probably go back to doing my nails at home like I did before. The next category is groceries. So I did spend a few dollars there. So I ended up spending a total, so I have $8 left, and I started with 80. So 172 is the total that we spent there. So I have $5, $6, $7, $8. So that's why I love tracking it too on the back, because it just makes it really easy. I don't have to like reconcile anything. So super easy. So I have $8 there. And then for dining out, we also spent a couple of times. We spent $24. So a total of 48, and we started with 60. So that'll be $12 left. 10, 1, 2. So $12 left in the dining out category. So one of the learnings from this whole process, these first couple of weeks, is that I needed an extra area to keep money separate that I needed to put back into the bank account. So for example, when I ordered groceries online, I went into my cash envelope and I set it aside, and I think this was like $120. So I set it aside and I kind of bundled it up, but I created a separate cash envelope that just says deposit, so that I know that that money is specifically earmarked to go back into the bank, because it's money that has been used from the bank account. So this new envelope is going to be added to my cash envelope lineup. So in terms of all of the variable expenses categories that I was anticipating spending money on, I ended up spending, I had to set aside $40 for copay for an eye doctor, and that one was only $15. And then I also got another little bill for like $8.62. And so the total that I spent under this category was $23.62. I did receive another bill for a copay for a appointment that I had in October, but I'm waiting for the next budget. So for January's budget, that's where I'm going to pay that bill, because I had not planned on that bill coming, and it's a little bit, it's like $100 and something. So since I had not counted on that, I'll just wait until January to pay it. The other category I had budgeted was gifts, was $700. I only ended up spending $359 so far. Now the season is not over. This is only a mid check-in, but I'm still on track to, I'm only halfway through the goal, so hopefully I don't have to spend any more than that, and I think we should be okay. And now, since we're not going on our trip, our entertainment category should not be as high. However, that wasn't part of the budget anyway. Like the highlighted ones were part of the sinking funds, but hey, any money saved from anywhere, I'm good. I'm bummed that we're not going on our trip, but from a budget standpoint, definitely helps. So for groceries, for this pay period, I had a total of $180, but we've only spent $172, so I still have $8 left, but I'm going to be adding some more for the second half. Household, that's the one that I did not have any money set aside, so, and I ended up spending like $31, so I'm thinking, I might even bundle that into like the vacation or gifts category. I'm not sure yet. So we'll see. Maybe at the end of December, at the end of this budget, once I wrap it up, I'll decide what to do with that. Not a deal breaker. Dining out, I'm going to be adding some more. And miscellaneous, nothing. And then hair and nails, nothing. So now it's time to add cash to my cash envelopes and also add cash to my sinking funds, which that would be step number 3 in the process. So I ended up keeping these little sticky notes from the pay period on the 2nd of December, which were so helpful, and I basically that made it a lot easier to set up the totals for this time around. So these will be from 12/2, and then these will be the cash breakdown for this pay period of 12/16. Start with groceries. So we are adding $120, and we have $8 in here from before, which I'm just going to leave in here, and then whatever extra, I'll deal with it at the end of the month, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm working to do at the end of the month if there's anything extra left. So that would be 120, 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. So 120 for groceries, and I'm going to add that in the back. And just to know that I've already reconciled these transactions, I'm just highlighting them in the back. So on 12, what day is today? I'll just do 12/16. Doing plus 120. So now our new balance is 128. The next category is dining out, and I have $40 there. So 20, 40 plus the 12 that we have in here. That'll be 52. So 12, 16 plus 40. So that's our new balance. Hair nails does not get any added deposit because this was the total for the whole month that I had set aside. But I do have miscellaneous. I have another $40. 20, 40. So I have $40 and then 12/16. I'm adding another $40, so I'm gonna have a total of 80. Okay, so now it's time to fill in my sinking funds, and I'll start with car insurance. I should have 30. So 20, $30 goes into car insurance. I'm going to have taxes is 210. $210. Home insurance is $40. 20, 40. Prime is $10, but nothing on this pay period because I had already put $10 on the last pay period. Property taxes is $180. It's 100. 100, 20, 40, 60, 80. So it's 180 for property taxes. And then for content was a total of $20, and then $20 for content, and then another $20 for car registration. All right, so now that both amounts have been added for both pay periods this month that I was planning on adding, now I can go ahead and write the total of how much I have under each category. So I have $60, I have $420, 80, 10, 360, 20, 20, and 40. So this is the total that I have is 60 plus 420 plus 80, 10, 360, 20, 20, and 40. That should be $1,010. Okay, so now cash envelopes and sinking funds have been replenished. Now the next step, which is step number 4, is just to kind of go through my budget and do check marks of everything that has happened so far. So I've kind of went through and did some check marks already, like for some of the gifts. For Steven, I already got his birthday present. For my dad and my stepmom and my in-laws as well for Christmas. I paid off a credit card which was my smallest credit card. And this is the tracker that I added. This is the back of my Moxie Life goal setting planner, and I decided to use this planner to keep all of my like big trackers like this because it's part of my goal for 2023. So this was my smallest credit card that I paid off in December. So I just created this tracker and added it here. This one is available in my Etsy shop, and it's sort of like a create your own tracker because you can kind of customize it however you like. I added 2 more trackers for other credit cards that I have that I'm looking to pay off. So this one has a balance of about $1,100 and this one has a balance of about $2,000. And I'm going to be adding some more trackers in the back, but so you can sort of rearrange the tracker however you want to. And I'm actually going to set up for one more credit card the tracker. I'll set it up in this video and show you guys how that one works. But I made a payment of $100 to all of the other cards. So now that that one is done, my focus will be on my next bigger card. So that should do it for checklist so far. I guess my hair for Madison Reed, that one was already taken out. So those are all set. All of the check marks are done there, and all of the transactions have been logged. So I am pretty much up to date with all of my expenses and my budget, and I'm pretty happy with, you know, staying on track. I think that this system is definitely working and making a difference, and I am glad that I gave this sort of system a try. The last step in this process, which is step number 5, is to sort of start to plan the next set of expenses. So I know, so all of the bills for December is December 16th today. No, it's December 17th. So I'm like a day behind, but all of the bills for December are pretty much paid with the exception of 2 bills because I keep track of it in this annual monthly bills. This was actually a sticker sheet that was inside my old planner, but I took it out and I didn't recreate a new one, but I will set a new one up for my new budget for 2023. So I'll show you how I put that in the actual page. But this is like another sticker sheet from my Etsy shop. So this is how I keep track of all of the bills and the future bills. So I know that I'm going to have a couple of more bills for the remainder of December. Everything else is paid, which is really good. So now I actually have to start a new sheet because we're starting a whole new year. So now I have to start planning for the first set of bills that start at the beginning of the month. But the good news is that this month there is like 3 pay periods. So if you are looking to get ahead in your budget, definitely using those 3 pay period weeks can definitely help if you're feeling a little bit behind. I've been pretty good, even though I've been a little bit reckless with my budget. I've been pretty good where I do pay by the 15th of the month. Everything is already paid and I'm already anticipating the next month, so that's been really good. So it definitely takes a lot of the pressure off. So that's what I'm going to start to do, to start to think about the next set of bills and even preparing like my cash breakdown, how much I'm going to take out, if I'm even going to take out anything. I probably won't because I wasn't counting on that extra check. So we should be good. I'm super excited with all of the different things that I'm going to be adding to the shop and all of the different ideas. And this one is going to be one of the systems, so you're sort of getting a little bit of a sneak peek. But this one is my savings challenge slash cash envelope challenge. So I mentioned earlier that I was going to figure out at the end how much money I have left. So depending on how much money I have left of my cash envelopes, I'm going to, obviously the goal is not to spend as much as I set aside. Obviously, if I have to, the money is there, and that's why it's specifically earmarked, so I shouldn't feel bad about spending it because I set it up for that. But if for some reason I don't end up spending the money, I can take advantage of that and use it towards a savings goal. So I created this sort of challenge system. So this is going to be for my different savings challenges, and this specific envelope, and actually I have a couple, is specifically earmarked for any leftover cash envelope money. So that's why it's called the savings challenge cash envelope. And in the back, I actually have a tracker where I can put in what exactly I'm saving for, so something that keeps me motivated to try not to spend as much from my cash envelope as possible. And then I can put in how much I'm adding. So the day that I'm adding, I can even color it in if I feel so inclined to do so. And then I can put in how much I'm adding. And then the second line is to keep a running total. So at the end of the month, when I'm wrapping up my budget, that's what I'm going to do, and use this sort of system to keep any of that, those extra savings in here. So I'm super excited about how far can I push myself to save something extra, which helps. So I'm already thinking of things. So I really want to think it through, like what is going to be my motivator. One of the biggest goals that I have for next year is to work on a built-in for our house. We recently just got a TV, which was our Christmas gift for both of us. So I want to do a nice built-in, because we don't really have a ton of storage, but that costs a lot of money. So I'm, anywhere where I can save money and be able to create a nice home environment for us, that we have space and we feel like we're organized, it's going to be so great. So that will probably be the thing that I'm going to save for, but I still want to figure out what's really going to be the biggest driver. So yeah, excited about this one. All right, so I'm going to put my cash envelopes back in my wallet, and while I do that, I have a couple of things for you and a couple of reminders, and that is to take advantage of any sort of benefits at work that you might have. So because we were going on a trip, I was looking to see if my work would have some sort of or car rental benefits or anything like that, and the short answer is that they do and they don't. So we had already reserved the car, a little bit different. So the offer I could only do online, and it was a little bit complicated. So I decided, you know what, it's only 5%, and I shouldn't say only, because every little bit counts, but it wasn't a big deal. I wasn't going to go through the hassle for 5%. But in the process of trying to find that, I actually found that there was another benefit that I almost forfeited because I totally forgot about it. So we actually have a computer reimbursement program, and if you've been following me for a little while, my birthday was in October, and my husband got me a new laptop that I desperately needed for my birthday, and I ended up using that benefit, and it's some extra money that my job gives me as a credit for purchasing a new computer, and it's the benefit that I get every 3 years. And I had actually used it before, like 4 years ago, for the other computer that my husband got me for my birthday a few years back. So, and I had totally forgot about it. So the lesson is definitely check your work benefits, because you might be leaving money on the table if you're making certain purchases. So see if you can get that. So it was excited. So it was a little bit of extra money that I wasn't counting on. So that was great. And I guess the other lesson for this process is that the more you look after your money, the more money opens, or it's provided to you in a way. Honestly, I feel that ever since I started really being intentional with my finances and valuing every single dollar, not that I didn't value money before, but I think it's a little bit different now, and I definitely value it a lot more. I've been blessed with so many like little random money things that I had not expected. So I guess that's the lesson you know, the more you look after your money, the more you're intentional with it and you value it, and not for the purposes of valuing money, because like we don't want to put money on a pedestal, because that's not what this is about. Is the universe will figure out a way to give it back to you twofold. That's I guess that's what I'm trying to share with you guys. I feel like ever since I started paying more attention, it's like the universe said, all right, girl, you finally let us give you a little bit of a motivation for you to keep going. And it has been pretty amazing. So I'm really excited about this process. So thank you guys so much for joining me. So the last thing that we're going to do is just set up my tracker for my other credit cards so that you guys can see how that works, and we will be wrapping up this budget check-in video. All right, so here is the card tracker, and this is what it looks like in the full sheet. But as you can see, every single word is separate, so you can use or leave what you need and what you don't need. But I always start with the words on the outside, and I do end up using pretty much almost all of the components depending on how much I need, how much space I need. But this is how it sort of ended up looking like, with the credit card payoff on the top. And then I also like to put the payoff sticker on the bottom, but of course you can put it however you like. And the next thing is putting in the credit card name. And sometimes I put this one on the top, like the starting balance and the ending balance, and sometimes I put it on the bottom. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the bottom. This is for the ending balance. All right, awesome. And for this one, the balance is $500, 503. But I've already paid, I think, 100 of it. So, okay. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do $50 increments. Just so that the page is not so empty like my other card. It just looked a little empty. Just because the balance was so small, but I still wanted to track it. I want to see like that visual process, or that visual to keep me, you know, motivated, because you can color these in. And these are big enough where you can put in the date. So I put in the date up in the top, and then here how much I'm planning on paying for each payment. But let's say, for example, I make like a $300 payment. I can just color all three at the same time and just put the same date. These are sort of like the minimum that I would pay. So it's another, so this one would be 50. Okay, so this one, and I designed it, you know, on purpose like this, not like a full sheet, but just sort of like you can build your own sort of tracker. All right, I think this might be the last one. So I'll put it here. So then what I do is I just draw a line and another line here at the starting and another line at the ending balance. And I added these like little planters to just for a little extra decoration. Certainly you don't have to use these, but I kind of just like to sprinkle something a little bit around. And and then I'm going to use, I put tracker here, is 2023. Yeah, and that's like the flexibility of the page. Like here it's on the bottom of these two. So I'm just going to write in the $50 increments. All right, and then the color that I pick is whatever color the credit card is. So this one is my Ulta credit card and it's like orange. So that's what the reason why I'm using this color, and it was $503.92. Now I already made a $100 payment on the 7th. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write in the date. So it was on 12/7. And I'm just gonna color it in for those 2 days, or these two buckets, because that'll add up to 100. And I'm using the Pilot Friction markers. I love these. They're so good. And I should probably buy another set because these are, although the orange doesn't get a lot of use, so it feels a little bit newish, but there's some other ones that I've definitely been using quite a bit. So yeah, so there is the tracker. All right, you guys, so that's gonna do it for this budget check-in video. Let me know if you have any comments or questions down below. Thank you so much for joining me today, and as always, friends, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.